In
Well,
five.
hey, what's up, everybody? We are back, as you see here. Yeah, we
Show's
don't
still
have.
around.
Yeah, the show's still alive. Yeah, yeah. After I think a month hiatus or 2 week, 2 to 3 week hiatus, based on the last episode. Um. Anyway, so it is we. Anyway, so we are here, and it is finally the time of the year, the most important time of the year, and that it for NFL fans, and that is the NFL mock draft. This is pretty much what's going to keep us until holding on until the next few months. Well, of course, there is the schedule release, but after that, we're going to go into the depths of darkness for NFL fans. But hey, y'all can still watch the UFL. Where there's
That
4 weeks
works too.
in. But there's also the NHL playoffs. There's that
Baseball
too.
season.
Baseball's here with the Yankees, the Giants,
Eh,
who are
eh,
doing
It's
who are
nice that
doing
our teams are doing well, by the way.
yeah. And the Dodgers are not in first place, so I will take that. But most importantly, back. Oh, good.
We've got basketball playoffs. I know you and I have
I
enjoyed
know.
a fair share of games.
Yeah,
Oh,
I know.
hello.
And look who's here.
What's up, dirtbags? I'm just here to make
Anyway,
quick cameo. I got stuck at work.
That's why
anyways,
I'm here.
yeah, and with basketball playoffs, yesterday something happened in history. It happened after 17 years.
First time in my
It
lifetime.
Yeah, first time in his lifetime. I believe no.
Is it?
Technically, Thomas has technically was there in
First
2008,
or like
but
oh,
he
well,
was
then
like,
second time in my lifetime.
but yeah, it took
Almost first.
it took 17 long years, and 15 games later, the Detroit Pistons. That's right, the Detroit
Oh,
Pistons are finally won a playoff game versus the New York Knicks. That's right.
I don't have my Thunder jersey on, but
But yeah,
it's been a good start to the playoffs.
yeah.
Basketball wise, hockey not so much.
I was worried. I was worried in this series. I'm like, I do because I was expecting to win a game. I was expecting at least to win at least two, maybe in 3 games, or maybe win the series, right? But
Oh,
but knowing history, knowing I'm like, all right, I'm not gonna get myself too excited because, or else I'm probably gonna see a sweep out of nowhere. But guess what? After Jalen Brunson flopping, after the refs trying to give the Knicks the game, we still prevailed, still win 100-94. We're now tying the series and going to Thursday at 4 p.m. Pacific, 1 hour before the draft.
oh
Detroit
yeah.
Pistons.
Oh,
Yeah. Whoever Adam Silver did not cook
Adam
for this schedule for
Sandler.
Adam Silver.
Stray.
Adam Silver. Okay, I'll say this: Adam Silver did not cook with the schedule. All three games. The Pistons game, the I think Clippers Nuggets, and I like to say Warriors and
Sounds
Warriors
about
and
right.
Rockets. Whoever's like the third game.
Let's
They're
let's
all
see.
scheduled pretty much the time around the draft. So you got Pistons Knicks. I'm gonna say Eastern time, so you won't be confused and all that. So Pistons Knicks will be on 7 p.m. Eastern, an hour before the draft. So the game will end right around the middle of the draft. You have the Clippers game, which that one's going to take place at 6:30 p.m. So during the draft,
So
and then at 7 p.m.
it's So this is how it goes: 7 o'clock Eastern Time, Knicks Pistons; 9:30 Thunder Grizzlies, Game 3, and then 10 o'clock Nuggets Clippers.
Yeah, so basically both of our games are in the draft during the draft.
You're gonna get to see my live reaction to the Giants and the Thunder. Then too, you get two for the price of one.
Yeah, I mean, there's gonna be depends on the reactions are probably gonna be polar opposite.
Wow.
Hopefully not. I hope for a greatness in both of them.
We all know
Listen,
it's the Giants.
here's the thing. Anthony
It's not
fell
to bet
to
on
ass
these
win
Giants.
for game 1. Lex
I got to enjoy.
and SRG. Oh crap! And name of drop. SRG fell to ass game 2. You had a
Wasn't
fell to
even
ass
belt- It wasn't even about that. They barely won. It was like a 6-point game. Aim at the end.
I don't know. Again, your game was a complete
was-
beatdown.
Ass kicking.
Dude, and then people were saying going back to like this one Grizzlies Thunder game where the Grizzlies won 152 to like
remember.
80.
I feel vindicated for that. For what happened on Easter Sunday.
Dude,
I
a 50-point loss. A 50-point loss. A 50-point. It was like a 50+ point loss to for the Grizzlies on Sunday. I was debating to watch that game. I'm like, I'll watch it. I'll see what I expect the game to be very close. I thought it was going to be a fun series. Dude, after the first quarter, it was pretty much straight Thunder. It was just straight Thunder all the way. It was just a massacre.
My nerves were
Okay,
very
well,
calm for
well,
the first
before
half.
you continue, would you rather have a 50-0 or not 50-0, 50-point loss in the first game of a playoff series, or would you rather lose 22 points in a fucking baseball game?
Oh, we'll get to that one right now. But Anthony, what are you gonna say?
Well, I wasn't saying it. I was saying my nerves were calm on Easter Sunday, basketball wise, much after the first half. Hockey wise, not
Yeah.
so much. But I'll let you talk
Yeah.
baseball first.
Anyway, so we saw a football score very recently on Easter Sunday. RIP to the nearest O's fan. An RIP to the nearest O's fan, where the Cincinnati Reds
Oh.
went to Baltimore
No.
and just put up 3 touchdowns with 2-point conversions.
They had 3 touchdowns and a field goal on the Orioles.
And meanwhile, the Orioles just put a safety.
Yep. Congratulations, Thomas. Your Bengals got the revenge on the Ravens. It just was
Yay!
Congrats to Cam for his team dominating the Baltimore. Yeah, I don't know how to feel. That is just a.
Okay. Well, here's the thing: is that better or worse than the Cubs kicking the Dodgers' ass 16-0?
I feel like the Cubs one is worse because it's just like, although the Cubs are doing better, but I still say it's pretty bad because for knowing like the Dodgers, they're just like, oh yeah, we're expected to like win, win every game and all that.
Yeah, that's fair. Feel good for the Cubs. I have the standings pulled up right now. In the American League East, the Yankees are leading the division 14-9. Took a tough loss yesterday to Cleveland. We're gonna treat the first one seriously. We may do a second one where we have some fun.
Well, we'll see because this is the title of the episode, so I think if we have time, we could do it too.
Followed by the Boston Red Sox at 13-11, the Toronto Blue Jays at 12-11, and then bringing up the rear, the aforementioned Baltimore Orioles 9-12, and then the Tampa Bay Rays 9-13. In the American League Central, the Detroit Tigers, the Gritty Tigs, 14-9, leading.
Would you call them gritty?
Division. Oh, they're still gritty.
Still gritty. They're not. Like underdogs wise, I guess. Like I guess in terms of like underdogs.
I'm still pulling for them. Followed by the Cleveland Guardians at 13-9, the Kansas City Royals at 9-14, the Minnesota Twins at 7-15, and the Chicago White Sox 5-17.
You want to talk about the toughest division in all the MLB?
Hang on.
The American League yet, but we will get to
Hang on.
Yeah.
Before we move on, let's just let it be known. Most of the White Sox have came from the Red Sox, so
I don't want to bring it up, but yeah.
no, listen. Logan isn't here.
How did you lose a series to the worst team in all of baseball. I mean, they're not as bad as they were last year, but they're still pretty bad.
Yeah. No, credit where credit's due. It's baby steps for the White Sox.
It's gonna be a
Slowly
long.
progressing.
The whole point is instead of going from 121 losses,
120
you go
losses.
20. Exactly. It's a progress. It's progress.
Listen, unless the White Sox can have a Detroit Pistons level run,
Not this year.
No,
Not
it's
this
not
year.
that this year. They need to find their own JB Bickerstaff in order to do that.
I mean,
And
do
have
they
their own
have their?
Cade.
I mean, do they have their own Cade Cunningham?
Luis
I-
Robert. But I'm gonna rant for a second on Luis Robert.
All right, go ahead.
Should, in theory, be a top 15, top 20 player in the game of baseball. He fields well. He's shown he can have some power. He's an excellent player, and yet he's just so. I'm genuinely pulling for the guy because he's an incredible baseball player. But I don't know if it's just the White Sox that are doing him dirty, or if he's lost his love for the game for a second. And I know, he's gonna get traded to either the Phillies or the Dodgers. They're gonna turn him back into the player we all know he can be. He's gonna hit like 40 home runs again, and because he's shown he can be that guy. He was like back in 23, he was out of like all the home run derby participants. I know he led the group there, but
Oh God, he
White
does
Sox,
sound like
be
Cade
more
Cunningham.
competitive. Let Luis Robert enjoy baseball.
Dude, he does sound like Cade Cunningham because bro's been stuck on the worst teams throughout the last 4 years of his career, or actually 21, 23 years, I guess. This year's his 4th year, since he was drafted in 21. But yeah, all right. I think I'm able to get into my
Came up
laptop.
around
So
the
just
same time.
yeah. I mean,
All right,
you could also say
Well,
Trevor.
you do that,
You could say Trevor Lawrence too. I mean, a guy has talent. But, I mean, here's the thing. At least with Trevor Lawrence, there was
a
like
playoff win. You cannot deny that he has a playoff win.
he has a playoff win, but it's more sense about Brandon Staley than really about Trevor Lawrence. It's about Brandon Staley come out choking at the worst time imaginable with 27-0, and then I mean, I'll give them granted. I'll give this granted. They almost beat the Chiefs. But and then
I mean,
all
I
for
got
that,
to right.
just a collapse.
I'm heavily
All that,
debating
just a
it.
collapse.
Thomas, we hear the people in there. There we go.
There you go. I muted. All right. Anyways,
All right.
So,
you
yeah.
go to your laptop. I will talk about the American League West. Currently,
all right.
the leaders are the former World Series champions of 2023, your Texas Rangers. Hoping to restore a championship to a city that has not had a good couple months when it comes to Dallas and Texas sports. Following them, one game behind them at 12-10 is the Seattle Mariners.
Let's
See the guy in the
go.
Cobra
Let's
shirt,
go.
that's his team. Then the Los Angeles Angels at 11-10, above 500. We'll give them credit for now.
We gave the Angels. Okay. Can I rant about this one?
Sustainable, but yeah, go right ahead.
Okay. So you're telling me this is not even prior to like the 2 games, right? I mean, the first game we lost, second game we won. All right, it's the third game. We had them 4-1, 4-1. This was basically easy victory. All we have to do is just win this game, and we're good. Win the series, we're fine. Then it goes 4-2. You're like, all right, fine, whatever. And then the bottom of the ninth. Are you kidding me? How did we blow basically essentially 3-run lead to the Los Angeles Angels? Basically, give them that record right now. I was mad. I was mad because we had it. We had everything right there. I mean, yes, it's not. I know our record is not bad right now, but it's just those games. You're like, why did we shoot ourselves in the foot? It's just those We shot ourselves in the foot type game.
Okay. Following them are the Houston Astros at 11-11. It's the Astros. We know they're going to get back to being them. And then the No City Athletics round at the AOS with a solid 10-12 record. Only 3 games back first
Oh,
place.
so basically the most mid division right now.
They're all relatively close with each other. In the National League, the New York Metropolitans lead the division at 16-7, followed by the Philadelphia Phillies 13-10, the Miami Marlins 10-12, the Washington Nationals 9-13, and those lonely Atlanta Braves 9-13.
Dude, they had that rough start. They had a very rough start.
Lightning's not here to rant, so we're just gonna move on. Then in the National League Central, we've got the Chicago Cubs 14-10, the Milwaukee Brewers 12-11, the Cincinnati Reds 11-12, the St. Louis Cardinals 9-14, and the Pittsburgh Pirates 8-15. Free Paul Skeens, for the love of God, either get that man some offensive help or free him, because this is getting sad to watch. A generational talent in Pittsburgh and being forced on the Pirates right now with the anemic offense. Just a travesty. But Paul Skeens will look great in Yankees pinstripes in a couple years. We'll say that. And then last but certainly not least, while not the one with the M&M picture, but the one with no picture is running up, we've got the slamming San Diego Padres at 16-7. Tied with them at first place are the Los Angeles Dodgers. Same record. You know the deal. You know they're probably going to go back and forth until the end of the season. Following them, 1 game behind. They really could have used that win against the Angels, or else they would be tied for first. The San Francisco Giants.
That's right. That's right. We aren't mediocre.
I mean, in terms of division, you technically are, but that's neither here nor there. And then the Arizona Diamondbacks at 13-9, 2.5 games back. And then the Colorado Rockies, 4-17. They have the worst record in baseball right now. Somewhat worse than the White Sox. Oh, okay. Let's see. Will he end the stream again this time?
Hello. I exit out.
It says you're still here, but
It'll take a minute.
Those are the MLB standings, guys.
That's right. The San Francisco Giants are back, and I can't wait till September where we collapse.
All with Willy Adames not playing to the level we know he can.
Yeah.
Okay, well, before we get to the title of this video, I do want to talk about something, and that is the greatest playoffs in the world. Argue with a wall. The NHL playoffs.
Okay. Greatest playoffs in the world, you say?
Yes. Out of the big 4 major sports, it's the best.
Okay, I'll say, I mean, man, there is, the World Cup, so I wouldn't say the greatest tournament in the world. I
didn't say tournament, I said playoffs for a reason. Because
Playoff.
World Cup and March Madness are a different level. But some things I do want to talk about before the NHL playoffs. Round of applause. In my opinion, the greatest player I've ever seen, Alex Ovechkin, breaking the record for most goals by a single hockey player, did in the same games amount as Gretzky, and fittingly to continue the year of Ovi, an overtime winner in Game 1 of the playoffs last night against the Montreal Canadiens. I can't do it. I can't speak French, so I'm not gonna not even gonna attempt to say it in French. But yeah, I will also say this: credit where credit's due. Good job to Montreal. An up year for them. Came into the playoffs with no expectations. The Winnipeg Jets also credit where credit's due. Best team in hockey this year. Probably going to lose in the second round because that's the way the President's Trophy curse goes. But they've won their both games at home in front of St. Louis. 2 games I want to talk about too before in the West, so I will discuss the East first. Battle Ontario, Toronto impressively beat Ottawa last night. or not last night, a couple nights ago. The Battle of Florida, game 1 is today, actually. See? Very intrigued. The defending champions, the 3rd seed, though, the lower seed, going at the former champion Tampa Bay Lightning, and then the Carolina Hurricanes. This is coming from a Devils fan. I want the Devils to win. I have no expectations because everybody got crippled by this team. Vegas, credit where credit's due. The Golden Knights took game 1 against the Minnesota Wild. Game 2 is later tonight at 11. Another series I'm very interested in. But there's 2 series in particular I want to talk about. First, the Edmonton Oilers versus Los Angeles Kings. 4th time in a row they're competing against each other. Edmonton has kind of convincingly won all 3 times. And, it looked like last night it was going to be more of the same. They came back from down like 4-0, 5-0 against the Kings. But they finally did it. They won game 1. And now I'm hoping this is the year. I don't hate the Los Angeles Kings. They're the only Los Angeles sports team I would say I'm not a hater of, although I'm neutral to the Rams, and I'm not the craziest about the Lakers.
If I have to choose an LA team I don't really hate, I would be the Clippers.
I don't count the Clippers as Los Angeles. No, I'm joking.
I don't count the Chargers as much.
Chargers are San Diego. I will not stand by that. They're still San Diego.
And same thing with the Angels. The Angels are not even in LA. They're not even in LA County. They're not even in LA County.
I'm not calling them though. They are the Anaheim Angels still.
They are in Orange County, people. They don't count. They don't count as LA.
That's fair. And then I feel as though the series I'm most excited for, and I've enjoyed the most, Colorado Avalanche versus the Dallas Stars. Realistically, 2 teams that I could see winning the Stanley Cup Finals. I love the Colorado Avalanche. I think they're a great team. Love the addition of Brock Nelson. I don't know if he's played too well. I haven't watched a lot of Avalanche games, self-admittedly, but I do like that. And big thing for the Avalanche, hopefully in Game 3, Captain Gabriel Landeskog will be playing his first game in years. Big difference maker for the Avalanche. I would really like that. But the Stars won Game 2 last night. Excellent game. And I, for one, am just very excited for that series. It's going to be fun. It's probably the 2... I can't even say the 2 best teams in the Central because the Winnipeg Jets were that damn good. So that's my little hockey spiel. I want to give whatever credit's due to the best Big 4 playoffs, followed by the NFL, the MLB, and then the NBA. But yeah.
Nice. All right. I think now it's time for the moment you all been waiting for. The time.
Are you going to share, or am I going to share it? Because I have it set up.
Okay. I'm going to try to set it up. I'm going to go to PFF right now.
All right.
So, for many of you guys don't know, this year's mock draft this year's draft, actually, every team in the NFL are in their original picks up until the
Second round, right?
until the second round. Yeah. For everyone in the first round have their original picks.
So we've got some trades that are gonna happen.
All right. So here he is. We are going to make the worst mock draft.
Second worst.
I know. Second worst mock. What do you mean second worst?
There's always gonna be one that's just horrible. Well,
Probably.
that will be after this. This is the
When we
second.
do our this is our joke mock. Yeah, this is gonna be but anyways, yeah. So we are going to make a realistic worst mock draft because why not?
Yes.
So
no
anyway,
trades too, because I don't have access to that on PFF. So
yeah, we would have to subscribe to them, and I don't really.
I'm not
we
doing
don't-
that.
Yeah. Anyways, let's start with the first pick, the Tennessee Titans.
It's gonna be
All
Cam
right.
Ward.
I mean,
PFF has him ranked as their 20th best player in the draft, by the way.
Even though, well, let's think about this. We gotta think about this. They could draft Cam Ward. That should be the logical decision. But you got to think about the Titans. Look at this. The Browns earlier this week compared Travis Hunter to Shohei Ohtani because he could play at those two positions.
Hunter is, I believe, the number 1 ranked guy according to PFF.
So I mean, would it be the
He
best
is.
idea to draft Travis Hunter for
They
the
could
10th
also they could also draft the Derrick Henry replacement in Ashton Genty.
I mean, they have Tony Pollard and Ty J. Spears.
But you
Unless,
could draft
but
Derrick.
here's another thing they don't have. They don't have a wide receiver. And they
That's
could just think, hey, they don't like Travis Hunter because he has played multiple positions. Maybe they stick with one position here. Tatoria McMillan.
Probability. 4th best player according to PFF. They could
So-
also go with, in my opinion, the best player in the draft. I understand his stock has been a bit tanked, but Abdul Carter, just a freak.
And
could-
then
Beef up their line with Will Campbell. Could take a
They-
tight end just to mess with the Colts too.
yeah, they could take edge too, maybe a different edge other than Abdul Carter.
They could even take a punter for all we know.
So I think the best decision here is Tatoria McMillan.
Oh, we're doing this one first? Okay.
Yeah, that's all I'm saying. I'm saying we're already doing this one first.
All right, Tatoria McMillan.
Tatoria
First overall
McMillan
pick in the draft. No slander to him, by the way. He's a great player, but
is just not worth the number 1 pick. All right, Cleveland. Here's the thing. They need, everything.
you know what they need? A Nick Chubb replacement.
They do need Nick Chubb, Ashton Janty. But hear me out. What if it's an Ashton Janty? They take the next running back available and Amari
Oh,
and
okay.
Hampton.
Oh,
Amari and Hampton.
that was not who I was thinking.
Oh
Well,
I
god.
was thinking Scatterboo.
Scatterboo. Honestly, we're fine with it. I'm fine with it.
Scatterboo? Yeah, okay. Cam
Scatterboo.
Scatterboo.
There you go. Cam Scatterboo to replace Nick Chubb.
Okay. This is the joke one. I know Giants are gonna take a quarterback.
Yeah.
Ooh,
Wait, hang on. Hang on, time out.
Dart.
Time out. So I just got word from the man upstairs.
God.
You're talking to God again?
The Giants have traded their pick to the
Can't trade
Philadelphia
down.
Eagles.
We can't trade down in this.
We
We
can't
don't,
trade
we don't
down.
subscribe to that.
Can't trade.
PFF.
No.
No.
You guys suck
Yeah.
ass.
We're not gonna
You know what?
subscribe to PFF.
PFF. We're not gonna pay for whatever money just to we can do
All right,
it.
you know what? Fine. Besides that, you know what? Fine. After that, Giants are drafting.
What about that?
Because they
Tyler
have been
Snow
interested
guy?
in show. I want that on the record.
Let's
reports
say
are the
all the
Giants are
quarterback. What if they get Quinn Ewers? You know, they get they get this Texas guy before they think about the other Texas guy.
I see your Quinn Ewers, and I raise you with a New York prospect and another Syracuse guy, Kyle McCord.
Well, no, on who is the most less what is John Mara gonna think here? Yeah, he has to find you know what I'm talking about, a certain sneaky athletic guy.
I was gonna say something, but
A sneaky athletic, you know what I mean, Anthony. A sneaky athletic,
I do.
quicker than fast, a very smart QB.
Curtis Rourke, yeah.
Curtis Rourke, maybe. Okay, so it's now the Quinn Ewers. Well, I mean, Jackson Dart might be the best one.
Dart would make a lot of sense knowing the Giants. I've said before the draft, I was fine with Dart in like the 2nd or 3rd round, but his stock just went way too much that it looks like he's going to be a mid to late first rounder.
I think the Giants are afraid that they're not going to get him. So let's just take Jackson Dart at QB to. There we
New
go.
England.
All right.
You
New
think
England.
you're getting you think this is the right thing for the
Easiest.
Patriots?
They think
Oh,
Will Campbell would be the best decision here. But what if hear me out?
Will Campbell
What
would be great for the Patriots if we're being honest.
What if they thought, they need a running back, or or they got to think. They got to think all. They got to think everything here, right? They could think tight end, even though they have Hunter Henry.
Well, I was
Yeah.
thinking, you see the success Jaden Daniels had. Are you
Yeah.
100% sure Drake May can succeed and produce the same success?
Who have they got this season? Who they got this offseason? They got Morgan
Diggs.
Moses, Diggs.
I
See,
don't
they could.
keep with.
I know they got rid of Matthew Judon this past offseason.
But you gotta remember, it's Mike Vrabel as the head coach.
He likes linebackers. And let's go to the linebacker position. What if they take Jalen Walker?
Jalen Walker. Okay, Titans. Jalen Walker.
Jalen Walker. There you go. Next one, the
Jacksonville.
Jaguars. I know they're looking at this as golden opportunity here. They see Travis Hunter on the board. They see Abdul Carter. They're like, this is the best moment. But guess what? They're thinking about this. Travis Etienne might not be there next year. They might not be here. They probably, I mean, Liam Cohen, he saw the success he did with Bucky Irving. I mean, would Ashton Jeanty be the best pick available for the Jaguars?
No, because Ashton Jeanty is going to the 49ers.
No.
Yes, and they're going to take a Florida prospect.
I mean, they have this what? The GM James Gladstone.
Guys.
What?
New plan. What? Hang on. So somebody just might have subscribed to PFF. It wasn't me. I don't think it was me. But y'all can have your fun now.
We're in the middle of a mock draft for this.
Trade and have more bullshit.
Dude, it wasn't worth it.
We're not doing no.
We'll do okay. How about this? We'll do it in the real draft. We'll do it in the real
fine.
one.
Yeah, the real mock
There you go.
draft will be.
Okay.
Because we're way too deep in this one.
We're not messing this up.
Okay. In the private chat, I sent the email and the password for it.
I saw.
Yeah, same.
All right. Well, think about it. Well, look at this. What else the Jaguars? They need a tight end.
Jaguars need a lot, for being
Look at
honest.
this. Look at this. They're probably going to focus more on giving something for Trevor Lawrence, right? Because they paid him all this money. What if they get Loveland?
Oh, they say Adam Copeland. They're getting a wrestler now.
I mean, Colston Loveland, right? It makes sense. It fits the energy. It fits the vibe.
Yeah.
All right, Raiders.
Yo, Raiders.
All right, Pete Carroll. Here it is.
You know Pete Carroll better than I do.
Yeah.
So.
Okay. So Pete Carroll. Here's a few things he loves. He loves running backs. He loves quarterbacks.
Okay.
He loves. He could take a quarterback. Cam Sanders is there. I think he loves Geno, so I don't think they're gonna. I
forgot they had Geno. I'm not gonna lie.
So
I forgot that the Seahawks made that trade.
I mean, they still have Christian Wilkins because they just signed him last year. So I think Pete Carroll's willing to work with him. So I mean, you gotta think about it. You know what? They also need wide receiver too. Because
whatever happened to Hunter Renfrow, man.
Whatever happened. Dude, I thought he would get signed to somewhere else after he got released from the Raiders.
He should have, honestly.
I thought he would have been like a Ram. I thought he would have been like a Patriot. Maybe
you see the Titans maybe signing him.
But no, dude, Josh McDaniels ruined that man.
Shout out to Hunter Renfrow. He saved me one fantasy season.
Look at this. Who has but you also got to think about the Raiders too.
Who has the fastest 40 time?
Exactly. Who has the fastest 40 time this year?
Let's find out.
40 time NFL Combine. In the 40-yard dash, in the wide receiver position, it is apparently it says Matthew Golden at 4.29 seconds.
Okay.
So that's right. The Raiders, you got yourself your brand new wide receiver 1. He is fast.
I mean,
Oh,
top 32 prospect too.
I mean, he's fast. He's overdrafted.
It's the
It
Raiders'
fits.
way.
It's the Raiders' way. Matthew Golden, you
All
are
right.
a
Jets. Who had the
Jets.
highest college football 2025 rating?
I mean, they could take Hunter at that point. They took
Well,
Hunter. They could take
I don't know.
Sanders because of the name.
Well, you got this is the Jets, so we have to ensure who had the highest college football 25 rating. You should know this. You guys have played the game. I haven't.
I will look it up right now because I'm in way into.
It's Travis Hunter.
It's Travis Hunter. So by logic, Travis Hunter will be a New York Jet. Which the saddest thing is not even like it's not even a terrible pick. It's just
Yeah, I don't know if I want to go with that pick anymore.
so. I mean, okay, here it is. They got
Second highest is Genty, then Will Johnson, Kelvin Banks Jr., 96 overall. Shadur was the highest quarterback.
I mean, they probably do need another tackle to pair with Fatanu, maybe, or what else they need? They need O line, they need D line. They need a lot of things. They need a lot of things. Which one would be the most Jets pick?
Is there any Mark Sanchez-esque players in this draft?
I don't think. I think other than Sanders just taking the pick just for the. I think Sanders might be the best pick available, but I'm waiting until when we get to pick 12. That's why I'm waiting for.
Oh, okay. They can take Cam Ward. Or
Maybe.
hold on. Well, Ward's not on the first page of college football top 100 play. He's only a 93 overall.
So is Travis Hunter our best option?
Hunter is
Hang on.
a 99.
Listen.
Dylan Gabriel is a 93 overall as well, though. If you want to
Hang on. I have an idea. What if the Jets draft a punter?
Okay. They're not going to be that.
Well,
If
let's
this
see.
is
Who is
the
the
joke
highest
draft.
rated punter in college football 25, and then we'll go from there.
See, here is the thing. I know that's like a cop out. I like to say that's a cop out move because it's just like I even know drafting a punter is funny, but if I want to be realistic in the worst draft.
I thought we've already decided that this is our joke draft. Let's just have fun with this.
All right, take the highest rated punter if whoever's going to be in the combo, whoever's going to be in the. You got to look at the PFF ranking, I guess. Go the highest punter in the PFF ranking.
I was going off the college football 25 rankings. We were gonna go off that.
Well, yeah, but aren't some punters just going to be like not in the draft? I guess that's all I'm saying.
Well, we go with the highest one that is in the draft. Well, you run that risk with every player then.
I still think that it would be very smart if the Jets draft
Oh
a
my
punter.
god. I did not
There's-
know this. Tom Grossi is going to announce a pick in the 2025 NFL draft on
I
Saturday.
saw that. Yeah,
Yeah,
they don't show the punters in the college football 25. So,
All right. So, I mean, they're like, we don't care about punters. So I guess go with the highest rated punter.
Oh, perfect for Scooter. Jeremy Crawshaw from Florida. Those are national champions.
James Burnip, go There you go. I guess Jeremy Crushaw is going to the New York Jets.
All right. Do we be nice to the Panthers?
What do the Panthers need?
Wide receiver, edge, DB. I mean, there's a
Yeah.
perfect DB right here.
I mean, Dave Canales. I mean, he could see it.
Carolina's gone through enough. Let's let them have one thing.
Let's the Saints. All right. I know they got to think here. They're like, it's a perfect opportunity for a quarterback. It is the best opportunity.
I see
But
two really good quarterbacks right here.
any quarterbacks from LSU that are going this year or no?
Not that I see. Thomas, we could take Will Rogers from Washington. Or we could take DJ. Oh, DJ.
I forgot he decided to go for the draft.
You know what? I want to pick DJ.
Let's do it. They got a quarterback. Don't worry. If you don't
The
like him, you
Bears.
can enjoy Spencer Rattler. The
Yeah.
Bears. They could take O-line. They could take running back.
Bill Campbell, Ashton Genty. Which Genty's off the table. He's not going to the Bears. This is a Ben Johnson offense. You must remember that now.
This is Ben Johnson. They need a wires. They could take another wide receiver. They could take you know what I know they have to pick a pick that is not going to make sense now, but it's going to make sense like soon as the season starts.
Josh
So,
Simmons.
Josh Simmons. You know what? Let's do it. Josh Simmons.
Boring name for a player. It fits perfectly.
Who somehow is going to be an all-pro tackle for
Yes.
Ben Johnson offense.
I just want to see this fit. Genty and a Shanahan offense sounds fun. Sorry to the Seahawks fans, but this is happening.
All right, there we go. So here it is.
We know who the Cowboys is.
Cowboys are the pick. They wanted a certain head coach from Colorado this past year, but decided to stay. Maybe this could lure him. This could lure him next year.
They don't take Shadir. What are we doing? They're taking Shiloh.
Shiloh, what?
The Cowboys get nothing nice. The Dolphins.
Right, no.
Hold on. I'm hearing from the audience. It appears we know who the Dolphins are going to take. Oh, do not lose sight.
They need a backup quarterback.
Yeah, they lost Skylar Thompson. This would be really funny
no,
if this is
that's
when
fair.
Logan shows up. Jalen Milroe.
Jalen Milroe. Peak. The Dolphins got a set of Alabama quarterbacks.
Ah, how nice. The Colts.
The
Carter or
Colts.
Graham.
I mean, I know those are very logical decisions there. They are.
The logical pick is Warren, but
You know what? They need a guard. Give him Booker.
Booker? Hold on. I go into interior line.
He's a guard. Yeah.
Tyler Booker. No relation to Trevor, not to my knowledge at least. The Atlanta Falcons are gonna take a quarterback for another year in a row.
No, we ain't.
And this is where we continue the Sanders legacy. They're taking Shadir. The Cardinals.
The Cardinals. Look at this. They got to think about post-November. They got to think post-November.
They don't know what that is, but okay.
They got to think post-Call of Duty. Here. They got to find a weapon for Kyler. They got to find someone for Kyler who's a gamer. Who is the best gamer out here? They got to look
We
at
got Tyler Warman. We got Luther Burden the third. We got Emeka.
Let me see.
Disrespect him with that.
College football players who play Call of Duty.
Not the direction I thought we were going, but okay. You got any names, sir?
I'm trying to find one, but there is, of
I
course,
feel like
not
a
gonna-
lot of them do.
a
lot of-
lot of them do. I mean, okay. So they need a guard, D line, corner. You know what? They
They get Will Campbell.
Jonathan Gannon got to think this. He has to think this through. You know, let's just say the Buda Baker rumors has been coming up, and they take Malika Starks,
Is it Malika or Malachi?
Malachi Starks.
I don't know. That's just what it looks like to me. The
Oh, hang on,
Bengals.
hang on. My Bengals senses fans are tingling.
They're gonna take Mason Graham.
No, hang on.
Yeah.
Wait. There is one position that they have that is a desperate need of help. They only have 2 players. They always need 3. They need a wide receiver.
So they're gonna take Cam Ward. 17th over. No, I'll be nice.
No.
Campbell or Graham? Thomas, you get your pick. Mason Graham or where is he? Jahad Campbell.
Why not a wide receiver?
Why
We
not a
need
tight
wide-
end?
Because you
why
guys
not a
need
tight-
defense.
Tight end also helps.
Yeah, let's give him a tight end. Let's give him the best tight end available. Let's give him Warren.
We're finally
Let's
gonna
just
take Tyler Warren's long
Tyler
slot.
Warren. Yeah, Mike
Oh.
they could work with Mike Gesicki could work together.
Oh,
They could
the
work,
Seahawks, they need offensive
right, look.
line. We don't address that in this draft.
Hey,
give
hey,
give them a running
wait,
back.
Wait, Thomas. Can I think of the mind of John Schneider for a second?
They need a running back.
Here it is. I'm John Snyder. You know, I know everyone, dogs on me for not taking inside O linemen, like specifically the guard position. You know, I know everyone sees me as this villain here. I don't know why. I gave them good players. I got them Russell Wilson. I got them Cam Chancellor, Richard Sherman, Tariq Woolen, Devin Witherspoon. You know,
And you're gonna add Tyler Show to that list. Tampa Bay.
Way too under the Rams.
Tepe, you know what? They need. How was their kicking situation last year?
Didn't it cost them the game against Washington, or was that something?
I think that was it. Yeah, or was it Atlanta? No, it was Atlanta. It was Atlanta.
It cost them a couple games this year.
Let's just give him now. Let's just give him the best kicker available. There
Ryan
you go, Florida
Fitzgerald?
State.
Oh, go Knowles.
Hey, remember they drafted Roberto Aguayo from Florida State?
Oh yeah.
There you go.
All
The
right.
tradition
This
continues.
is what we're gonna do. We're gonna pair up not Drew Lock, Bo Nix with another Oregon alum, Tez Johnson.
You know he's ranked 138, but hey, if
Insanely
Chase
disrespectful to Tez Johnson, by the way. I want that on the record.
21 to Steelers. Steelers need a quarterback, right? They know they see it, but
Well, I mean, the
Look,
last
it's
time
like
they took a quarterback that came out of the state of Ohio, I mean, it worked out.
But then again, they took one from the University of what was it, Miami?
Yeah, University of Miami, Ohio.
But not the right Miami.
Hey, University of Miami, Ohio is a well-respected program. They can't take the University of Miami quarterback again.
Here it is. Steelers need to go to Super Bowl, right? They're old-fashioned. They need a running back. Give them Omarion Hampton. Let's go. Omarion Hampton is going to the Steelers.
Don't forget they lost Najee Harris too.
Yeah. There we go.
Chargers.
Steelers Super Bowl 9-8 incoming. That screams the 9-8 team.
Oh, this is perfect. Jim Harbaugh's going to take his Michigan man, Mason Graham.
There you go. Perfect. All right, Packers. Look at this.
I know what they're not going to take.
They're not going to take a wide receiver.
No.
They're not going to take an edge. That's also too important.
They're going to beef up their secondary. They're going to take Will Johnson.
That means Jair Alexander is going to get traded during the offseason.
All right, Minnesota.
You know. I mean, it would make sense, but knowing they might get Sam Howell in a trade, so I'll leave that one be. So what if
Your
they,
asking rate for Sam Howell.
you got to think Kevin O'Connell here? You have to think Kevin O'Connell here. You know what? You know what's better? You know what's better than more defense, more offense. Give him another wide receiver.
It's the
That's
highest
right.
one.
Justin Jefferson, Jordan Addison, and now
Luther Burden the third.
Luther Burden. Let's go.
Houston. They're gonna
They-
take Will Campbell. I'm not putting
Yeah,
the Texans through.
The Rams. The Rams got to think here because Sean McVay is a very smart man. Unfortunately, he's not.
I
I
mean,
think,
they got to realize the Matthew Stafford era. It's coming
gonna
to
end.
a rather quickly.
and they
end.
see this prospect here, this raw prospect. That's right. They're going to take Quinn Ewers. They're going to take
Oh,
Quinn Ewers. That's right. Come on down to LA. You know, it just makes sense. It just fits so well. The Lions. Look at this. The
Oh,
Lions.
That's the Ravens. Let's see. What do the Ravens need? A kicker. They need a kicker.
You know what?
They
We're
need a
not gonna.
kicker, yeah.
They do need a kicker.
They this is for the future. We don't know when.
No, this is for the now. This is not for the future.
Wait, hold on. They gotta look at this. They gotta look at this. What if they could spite the Pittsburgh Steelers with Ben Sauls?
They could.
They
And that's
could.
what they're gonna do.
Yeah, many Pitt fans are gonna be disappointed. Many Pittsburgh Steelers fans are gonna look at this as a spite. Kind of like
what?
you know.
Speaking
with
of
the Eagles,
spite, the Detroit Lions are gonna take an Ohio State player.
they replace
Emeka-
Jameson Williams. This is basically saying Jameson Williams, you're gonna get traded soon, buddy. So
They're also gonna show Ohio State what's what when it comes to Michigan. Washington Commanders.
you know, I mean, they could go a lot of positions because some of them are older, like Bobby Wagner. Even though I do respect them, but I think they're gonna have to find someone in the future. So I think I like to say Jahad Campbell. But you know what? They got rid of Emmanuel Forbes.
They already
All
took
right,
Jahad Campbell.
All right, Bills. They don't need anybody. They need devil magic.
Yeah.
So is there like anyone in college that's like closest to the devil magic as much as we can?
Let's see.
Say
Another mopped up.
all right. What?
Devin Neal. We're
Devin
grasping
Neal.
at straw.
I mean, James Cook might be gone.
If you want to take Devin Neal, but
I mean, look at this. You have a DVI, and then look at this. Neal L. It has the L.
Devin Neal, congratulations. All right, I think this is where the slide ends. We're gonna take Cam Ward to Kansas City because Patrick Mahomes is beginning to show his age.
Yeah, they're afraid. Yeah, who needs an O line? Who needs an O line?
Yeah.
The Eagles.
No.
This is my
Here's
actual
the
nightmare
best-
scenario.
Best Georgia player available.
It's not in the top. If it's not here, then I'm taking. It's gonna be Abdul Carter.
Oh, there
Michael
you
or
go.
Abdul?
I think Michael Williams, best.
Well,
Georgia
Abdul
player.
Carter publicly supported the Eagles, so
Yeah, and he's from Penn.
I wonder what our draft's gonna be. What our grade is,
I'll be
guys.
surprised if it's D-. I'll be surprised if it's a D-.
I'll be surprised if it's not F. I don't care about
No,
stupid
X and L.
head. I can't even see the X thing.
Get off the screen.
There we go.
Where's our grade at?
You have to pay to get the grade.
Ah.
All right, well,
All
sign
right.
in. Sign in.
Sign in.
Whoa,
Here, hang on.
hold on.
Yeah,
We're
yeah,
not
do that.
sharing that. Another season
Well,
of playoff. Let's see, 2010.
Anyways, I think that was the best mock draft we ever had. That was like the greatest mock draft of all time.
Like it,
Oh, we got news in the Star Wars community, fellas.
We
Kathleen
do?
Kennedy is stepping down in Lucasfilms in August.
All
Is that
right.
good or bad?
Yeah.
She's been there for the modern Star Wars era. She's kind of like the Kevin Feige of like Star Wars in this scenario. I feel like we did a good service.
I thought the draft was all right.
I mean, I would have done is for the Bengals, like the next criminal who has a case because he took the
Okay, let's relax.
AFC North.
Well, let me sign in.
I was thinking about giving the Giants Ashton Janty, just be like, hey, replace
Saquon replacement. SRG, you try signing in because it won't let me.
Okay, hold on. Why? Is it because they assume that you're not Thomas?
Yeah, it just says invalid email or password.
It should
Are
be.
you
Let me check.
checked if you typed it incorrectly, Thomas?
Try a lowercase t in the setting. It might have auto corrected.
Yep, that's how it is.
Okay, cool.
All right, are we gonna treat this seriously, or are we gonna?
Oh yeah, no. This is the actual with the 7th pick. Oh. Well, Tulane Lightning with the 7th pick of the 2025 NFL Draft. The New
Lightning,
York
if you
Jets
want,
select-
you can join us in this.
if you're still here, I don't think
Yeah.
if you're still here.
This is what we're gonna do. All 7 rounds. Everything's
No.
on the board. I'll do one.
Well, like we don't have the time nor the to. We have to be a different level of degenerates.
This is what we're gonna do Thursday during the actual draft.
An all day mock draft, and then we have the draft behind it.
Well, I was just gonna have that simulate the actual draft. That way we all see.
Okay. All right, so Jason Tatum is doubtful for tonight, or sorry, for tomorrow's game versus Orlando.
Oh, Orlando Magic, Orlando Magic,
Could
Orlando Magic.
Orlando take game 2 in the Garden?
I mean, Cleveland took game 2 from them last year. It's very possible.
Wait, who is playing tonight? Actually, I think it might be the Warriors. So
I think the Thunder are playing tonight.
we have Bucks Pacers at 4, and this I'm saying at Pacific time.
It's that guy's
So
team.
so we have Bucks Pacers at 7 p.m. your time. 7:30 Grizzlies Thunder,
My team.
and then at 10 p.m. Eastern Wolves Lakers.
My friend's team. I poked myself too hard.
So all right. Let me see which games we're going to be on. It's going to be on.
I have the thing
NBA
set up
TV.
too.
Okay, so it's going to be on NBA TV for the Pacers Bucks game.
Yep.
And then it's going to be on TNT for the Grizzlies Thunder. So I might probably watch that one. But the Wolves, though, game 1, they pulled a dude. Not only they beat the Lakers, they beat the Lakers very convincingly game 1.
Convincingly is an understatement. But let's draft. This is our official
Real.
NFL mock draft.
This is where we actually are serious about everything.
Mhm.
Sort of.
Hopefully.
He is in this whole scenario. I still have the Ravens taking, a kicker.
No, we're being serious here. So the Tennessee Titans are on the clock.
First
Cam
of all,
Ward.
can we boo Anthony because he's the commissioner here?
Okay.
All right.
Boo. Boo.
Let me hear
Boo.
it.
Boo.
I
We're
don't
booing the
have my
commissioner,
card, but
Thomas. We're booing the commissioner. Boo.
damn, I don't have a note card.
Ready for some
Let's get
cringy
ready to
joke?
draft. The Tennessee Titans are on the clock.
All right, so let's wait 10 minutes because.
We're not making this as long as the actual draft.
All right. All right, so Cam Ward is obviously the pick. He legit named Calvin Ridley and Traylon Burks as his favorite, as his top 4 wide receivers, as one of his top 4 wide receivers,
Okay.
which is why I do not know, but yes.
With the first pick in the 2025 NFL Draft, the Tennessee Titans select Shadir. No, they're taking Cam Ward.
Dun.
The
That's
Cleveland
right.
Browns are now on the clock.
All right, so Cleveland you could go 3 players here with Cleveland. You have
Hunter,
either
Carter, Sanders,
yeah.
Genty, even. It's a possibility.
I don't think
I don't think they've worked out Genty.
I
I've
feel
heard they
like
are in love with Hunter though. So
it sounds like Hunter might be the pick, but
Yeah.
well, I feel like they're gonna screw themselves out of a quarterback for next year because of course Joe Flacco is back. He's ready to take the league by storm in the first 5 games of the season until they replace him with Kenny Pickett.
Thomas, what are your thoughts on Joe Flacco?
On the Colts, he was bad. On the Browns, we don't talk about that season. That season was a fluke year. Doesn't count. Bullshit. It was bullshit. It was bullshit.
There's some beef. But
He's on the
SOG, would you do me the honors of giving me the draft noise? What the hell was that?
Dun, 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 dun.
Thank you.
All right,
With the second pick in the NFL draft, the Cleveland Browns select Travis Hunter, cornerback / wide receiver, Colorado.
No. All right, they compared him to Shohei Ohtani. They have to get. All right, at the third pick, the Giants. They could go anywhere. They could go edge
I hate
rusher.
that
They
I
could
talked
they
myself
could
into
go wide
quitting.
receiver. They could go tackle. They could go quarterback.
Hold
All
on.
right, so they have okay. So you have the old Russell Wilson, Jameis Winston, and Tommy DeVito. Which I feel like if they do draft the quarterback, Tommy DeVito is going to be gone. That's
Yeah.
I feel like that's consensus. So I think they might go Carter here. I just
The smart pick is Carter.
yeah, but the most Giants pick you're thinking is going to be a quarterback.
Yes. I've heard they're looking into trading back into the late first.
I've been hearing that. Same thing with the Browns too. They've been
Yeah,
also
they-
been getting calls.
More likely than not, that'd probably be for like Jackson Dart or. I've heard the Giants are interested in the quarterback from Louisville. So
So maybe they go day 2, like day 2, day 3, maybe with it. We'll see.
right now, I would have to say I've been Carter.
Carter. All right. So we are going to take Carter, another safe pick in the draft.
I need the draft noise for this.
Dun, 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 dun.
With the third pick in the 2025 NFL Draft, the New York Giants select Abdul Carter, edge, Penn State.
Woo! That's right. The Giants got themselves another edge rusher to pair with Brian Burns. This is
Dexter Lawrence.
Dexter Lawrence. This Giants
The
defense.
defense will be
defensive line.
nasty. Is
But it's just the offense. That is a different question.
yes.
All right, so Patriots here.
I'm only
They-
doing the Roger Goodell thing for the top 5 picks. I'm not wasting that much
All
time.
right, all right. So the Patriots here. I mean, I know a lot of people have been thinking about Ash and Janty, but I think Will Campbell probably will be the smarter pick, the more smart pick here.
This won't happen now that Carter's off the board, but this is something I've just thought up in my head.
What?
Whoever the GM is for New England, He gets a call from Howie Roseman.
Oh my god.
There you go. It would be AJ Brown.
I don't
Three
think they get rid of
firsts and a
AJ.
second. I don't think so either, but I think New England would really
I
want
think
him.
they
And
would get rid of Devontae Smith. I think they would probably get rid of Smith.
Smith's
before.
younger though, and they traded
Yeah.
up to take him. They sniped it from the Giants. I remember that.
I mean, who else they have? Like they have Dallas Goddard, but they already have.
I'm not saying that's what I think is going to happen. I'm just saying that had Carter still been on the board, that's I think would have been.
they
a
probably call up. They
possibility.
probably could call up the Jags because the Jags have been a very interesting candidate. They said.
Yeah.
All right, but I think the smart pick will probably be Will Campbell to protect Drake May. I think that's probably going to be the.
Makes most sense.
Dun, 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 dun.
I forgot I was doing that. With the 4th pick in the 2025 NFL Draft, the New England Patriots select Will Campbell, tackle, LSU.
All right, they got someone for Drake May, another guy to help them in there. All right, the Jaguars are the Jacksonville Jaguars are on the
On
clock.
the clock.
All right, so Jaguars, they're an interesting team.
I forgot about
I
that
think
card.
they could be definitely our first trade down candidate here because although Mason Graham would be a nice pick, but I'm assuming maybe what if the Saints go ahead and make the call?
All right. Well, what are we thinking when it comes to
Obviously, get rid of their ninth pick.
9 is going to have to be on the board.
I
You're
mean,
gonna have to
okay,
go
so they're
more.
trading up 4 spots, so I don't think they're gonna need to give up entirely that much. Would they give up? Okay, what are the players? Did they give up a weapon?
We got the contract of Derek Carr.
I don't
Olave,
think- I don't-
Taysom Hill.
I don't think they want to get rid of a lot.
AK-41.
I don't think they want to get rid of Olave here, but
We got Jamal Williams. They got Foster Moreau.
they don't have nothing. So they don't really have nothing.
It's a rebuild in New Orleans. They
Yeah.
got Kool-Aid McKinstry. They got Tyrann Mathieu. I forgot Tyrann Mathieu's still in the league. Good for him, man. Got Mario Davis.
Who do they have on D line? Like maybe they
And
take.
they have Cam Jordan. They've got
I think Cam Jordan wants to stay in New Orleans. I don't think
Yeah.
they'll get rid of him. All right, I guess let's go back to maybe to get rid of the 71st pick. Could see that. Did they get rid of a pick for next year? Second round? Did they get rid of a second round pick next year?
the interest is just not there.
Oh, we have to actually like make it like a Madden trade.
Well, no, I was just wanted to point that out.
Oh,
'Cause
the 9th pick. It's tough. Okay, so the trade accepted once both teams had picks. Okay, yeah.
it's gonna be like that either way. I think.
I guess we're at
so.
the forces. We're at the forces trade then. We're just at the.
Well, what is New Orleans giving up?
All right,
Giving up 9. They're giving up 71.
one. Would they give up the second round pick next year? I could see. I think
Yeah.
that's pretty valid, right? Second, for a second, and
Maybe
third.
maybe another late round pick.
Maybe one of their 7s, maybe for
Yeah.
the one with Philly. They're
Yeah. All right.
forced trade. Like we want. All right, so the
New Orleans
the
Saints are on the clock.
New Orleans Saints are on the clock, and of course they will take the quarterback from Colorado, Shedeur Sanders. Dun 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 dun.
We have a trade to announce. The New Orleans Saints are sending the 9th overall pick, the 71st overall pick, the 200-something overall pick from Philadelphia, and next year's second-round
Second
pick
round.
to the Jacksonville Jaguars in exchange for the number 5 overall pick. With the number 5 overall pick in the draft, the New Orleans Saints select Shedeur Sanders, quarterback.
Quarterback.
Colorado.
And there it is. Shedeur Sanders didn't have to wait that long to get his name announced.
I don't know.
He is-
If I'm being honest, I don't know if New Orleans trades up that much just for Shedeur, but
I mean,
okay.
it's a scenario they could see happening because
It's not out of the realm. But
yeah.
the Raiders.
The Raiders here. The
Genty?
Raiders. Okay, it's either Janty or they take Will Johnson because the thing with Pete Carroll is again because the thing with Pete Carroll is like he loves his running backs, he loves his defensive backs, so it's kind of that weird area because you don't know what to expect. I feel like the best decision would be Will Johnson to beefing up the secondary.
Well, who's the Raiders? All right, let's take a look. Who's the Raiders?
Who keeps muting me?
The running backs are Raheem Mostert, Sincere McCormick, Zamir White, Dylan Lobb, and Chris Collier.
Yeah, I think it's
They need to go running back.
Yeah.
SRG.
Yeah.
You said Pete Carroll happens to love his running backs. What if he gets his former guy?
Who?
Thomas Rawls retired, Thomas.
And Marshawn Lynch is not gonna suit up.
Again, he's suiting up for the Raiders. Another reunion.
Kenneth Walker.
They're not gonna get rid of Kenneth Walker. I think we'll get his contract. I think that's what's gonna happen. We'll get him extended. I can see like a 3-year deal happening.
Thomas offered me Kenneth Walker in a trade, by the way. I want that on the record for the Giants and Seahawks.
If
The Raiders
not,
are going to take Genty.
The only player I could see us getting rid of is Zach Charbonnet, but even then, I'm like, I would still be kind of mixed about it.
Who are the Jets gonna draft? What do they need?
They could take a tight end. They need a lot, but
I
they
think
wanna
the
build
Jets
around
probably go
Fields.
best player available. And to
so
them, it might be Mason Graham.
I mean, for Aaron Glenn's defense, but I heard they want to build around Justin Fields though. So I think
Armand Membo?
maybe. Do they take Igbuka or Warren? Because they have Garrett Wilson.
Yeah, that's why I'm not saying they should
I
go
guess
receive.
let's get the O line beef up for Fields, I guess. So Memembu?
Yeah, Armand.
I mean, Aaron Glenn, he saw it with Penei Sewell, so it could work. So, all right, Panthers. I think they could probably
I
take
could see Will Johnson in Carolina. I'm
Will
not going to
Johnson. I could see Mike Green or James Pierce.
Also a possibility. I could see Carolina maybe trying to trade back too.
Who would offer?
I think some teams got to love Mason Graham enough to.
Niners trade up.
Niners don't really need to.
Well, they could use a D line, but I'm not sure who else. Dolphins? No, I don't think
Dolphins.
Miami.
Not for Graham, but I could see the Dolphins trading up for. If let's say the Jets don't take Armand, and I could definitely see the Dolphins trying to trade
the Jaguars trade one up to get Mason Graham? They're like, they want to secure it because maybe they see Carolina and they're like, they might go Mason Graham.
Well, what else is it's not just going to be 9 for 8 straight up.
What if they just get a New Orleans pick, the 71st, just the
Ronald Darby? No.
I mean, okay, so the Panthers they need like
Soda pick?
Minnesota, maybe.
Maybe.
Hold on.
It's a third rounder, but
let's take all their players. Who they. And they had Christian Kirk. If they had Christian Kirk, that would have been perfect for them. Select player, I guess. Let's see what the
Panthers
Jaguars have.
Well, that was the Jaguars. This is the Panthers.
Hold on. Let's see what the Jaguars have. Let's Let's see who they compare with. Do they get rid of Tyson Campbell? They could do that. I can see them.
Well, all right. Let's think. Who's going to be due for the big boy money next offseason?
I guess let me check Spot Track. For the Panthers or for the Jaguars?
For the Jaguars or just any team?
Let me see. You want me to go NFL free agents and I'll go 2026?
Yeah. That's typically who trade center around is pending UFA.
TJ Watt is apparently going to be a free agent next year.
Pittsburgh's not going to trade him.
I know, but I'm kind of shocked.
Well,
Yeah.
Pittsburgh could call up Carolina, say we'll give you TJ, but we want Mason Graham, and we want to keep our first round pick next season.
There's Trey Smith, Terry McLaurin apparently, Trey Hendrickson, Mike Evans.
Yeah, we know he's not leaving.
Khalil Mack. I don't think.
9, 8, 71, and 88 for 8th overall.
Panthers, Taylor Moton.
That's offensive line. They can't give that.
The Panthers don't really have let me check the Jaguars. Let me see who the Jaguars free agents are going to be. De'Ami Brown, Cole Van Landen, Devin Lloyd. Oh yeah, he's a first round pick though, so he could get get the 5th-year option. So
Well then.
Travis Etienne, Andrew Wingard.
All right, yeah, Carolina's just gonna make their pick.
Yeah, all right, just take him. Give him Mason Graham.
Graham or McMillan? Because they do need some wide receiver help.
I think Graham. I think they'll take a wide receiver in the 2nd round. I could see them doing that.
Jacksonville.
All right, Jacksonville. I think this is where they take McMillan right here. They're like, they see the trade down. They're like, hey, let's give Trevor Lawrence an additional help.
McMillan, Gabe Davis, and Brian Thomas Jr. Pretty good offense. The
Bears. All right. I think
I can see Chicago trading down.
Yeah,
I'm thinking late.
Because Ante and Campbell are gone, so
I'm thinking late first is where they trade back.
Late first. Who do you think is going to do it? Do you think Steelers do it? Do you think
No.
Oh no. Denver? Do you think Denver might be in consideration? Bucks? Do the Bucks need anyone that's like
Could they be afraid someone's going to take Mike Green?
let's see on scroll back. Cardinals? I mean, I don't see the Cardinals being like I haven't heard anything from the Cardinals being like a trade candidate, but it wouldn't
I haven't either.
Colts, maybe the Colts are instead of Mike Green and they're looking maybe
Tyler Warren would be perfect for them, though. That'd be a perfect
well,
Colts pick.
I mean, all right, this is tough. Who else is there? Like, they don't see anyone else as like have a good reason to trade up. Because Seattle's not going to trade up.
No,
Seattle's not. They're at best they're going to trade down. Seattle's going to trade down. I don't see the Packers doing it. I don't think they're going to be that aggressive. The Eagles.
It could be a team that already made their first round selection.
Who can make their first round? Giving up their second round pick?
Second round pick plus a lot. This is a top 10 pick right here.
Yeah, so let's see. Let's go back to the top 10 picks, I guess, to see who can do it. I don't think it's gonna be possible, but
Tennessee, Cleveland, Giants, Pats, Saints, Raiders, Jets, Panthers, Jaguars.
Could the Raiders trade up to 10 to take Will Johnson to one up the 49ers?
Ooh.
Well, let's see
You
what
guys are still at pick 10?
we're treating this like an actual scenario.
Yo,
I-
slow.
Right? It's gonna cost next year's first, and it's gonna cost 37
Yeah.
minimum.
What about players to see who they what they can get rid of for a player? Could they get rid of Raheem Mostert at that point? No, I
They
don't.
just signed him. They would make no sense.
Let's check other running backs. They have Zamir White, maybe just to end the blow. I don't think they get rid of Colton Miller.
JPJ.
Jacoby Myers. No, I don't think they get rid of Jacoby Myers.
No.
That's a lot. I don't. First round pick next year, yeah, for sure. But
Does Chicago have anybody like eating up a lot of money?
let's see who they have. Like who they. I don't think they get who they could get rid of because they don't have Keenan Allen anymore.
Allen would have been my idea then. All right, you know what? Chicago's just gonna make their pick.
I guess Chicago. I mean, what do they need? They need. I don't think they're going to take Amari and
Running back.
Hampton. They need D line. So do we just go best player available for them?
Walter Nolan.
Walter Nolan. Yeah.
All right.
All right. The Niners are on the clock. So, see, the Niners are a very interesting team. I could see them going corner here. This is where I think Will Johnson can land. Or, yeah, I think this is where Will Johnson lands here.
Will Johnson spot. Okay.
Yeah. Now for the 12th pick, the Cowboys. All right. How are the Cowboys going to go all in with this one?
I could see Dallas trying to trade down. If I'm being honest,
Trade
I don't know
down. I think they could trade down so they can make the Amari and Hampton pick more reasonable.
like justify it, or maybe even Scatterboo if that's the way they want to go.
Falcons.
Atlanta is 15,
They-
so they'll only
they-
be dropping 3 spots.
Mike Green. So you get Mike Green out of this or James Pierce. Well, they do need ads. It said that they do need ads. So I mean, do they take Pierce here?
The Cowboys.
Yeah.
I could see it. There are going to be times where Jerry Jones does not make the super sexy pick and he makes a smart decision. We saw it with Zach Martin over Johnny Manziel. We saw
You
it
saw
with
with Smith or Guyton or whatever.
yeah. It's not.
I think like Jerry Jones is probably thinking Arizona expect them to pick a running back, so I think they'll probably pick Mike Green. I think they could take Mike Green or
All right, this is what I'm going to suggest.
Pierce.
I think they take Mike Green here, mid-20s. I think
they
we could
think
see a
about
trade.
we could see a trade. All right. So Mike Green.
We'll cross
is-
that bridge when we get there. Mike Green is a Dallas Cow. Mike Green is a Dallas Cowboy.
All right, Dolphins. All right, we know they're gonna take Jalen Milroe. This is definitely
Okay.
all right.
Josh
So,
Simmons. I want to get them some offensive line help.
yeah, they what's his face retired? Teron
Armstead, right?
Yeah, Armstead retired. So I think Josh Simmons is probably. Now there we go. Our first tight end off the board, Tyler Warren,
Yeah, it's a no-brainer.
Falcons.
Atlanta.
All right, so the last 3 years,
They've surprised
So-
people.
hold on, 2022 they drafted London. He's not bad. They
London's
drafted Bijan-
great.
They drafted Bijan Robinson, even though Tyler Algier had himself a good rookie season.
And then
even though-
last
last
year,
year was.
it worked out well. If we're being honest,
I mean, but you got to think about it. Like they really paid Kirk Cousins at the end to be the most expensive backup quarterback.
yeah.
But I think they need edge rusher badly. They've been ignoring that position for a very long time, and I think Falcons fans are kind of at their wits with it. They
Donovan.
take Donovan or Pierce. I think Donovan or Pierce would be the.
It would have crossed my mind if they had space from Malachi Starks, but
That would be a
Doesn't
good
fit the-
pick, but it wouldn't shock me if they do it. But it's just those ones is like, well, they have Jesse Bates, so it's like,
Yeah.
okay.
they don't need him.
I think I'll go Pierce. I think they might
Pierce?
think. Yeah, I think they Pierce would be the
Okay.
would be their would be the better fit, I guess.
James Pierce Jr., top 15 pick. Atlanta.
All right, Cardinals. All right, so this is interesting because I see Gannon beefing up the defense here. Could you see that scenario? They just extended Trey McBride. Well, I'm saying Malachi Starks wouldn't be a bad pick.
Especially
Did it-
with everything that's gone on with Buda Baker.
Do they take corner? Did they think about Barron?
I don't know. Something tells me Arizona's going to trade up.
Trade up
like,
or trade up?
probably
or trade
to like the trade up, like in the like this, like 12 to 15 range.
to get like Mike Green maybe because I think like Gannon's the type of guy who would beefing up his defense. He's been doing it. They got Josh Sweat. I could definitely see him trying to pair up with them. Do they go linebacker? You think they take a linebacker?
Jahad Campbell.
It wouldn't shock me. It just feels like the most it wouldn't shock me because that would be the most Arizona Cardinals pick. Because I'm not saying that's like a bad way. It just feels like this is a player like they've been making their last like few picks they've been making have been pretty smart. So they're not like they haven't been making like very big moves. They've been making some I feel like Campbell or Starks. I might go Campbell or Starks. You want me to flip a coin?
We're not leaving this up to a coin.
You know what? Eeny, meeny, miny, mo. I will do that. Eeny, meeny, miny, mo. Catch a tiger by the toe. Who will be the Arizona Cardinals draft pick? It's Starks.
Starks. Okay.
I mean, and also he's also a Georgia player. Jonathan Gannon.
Cincinnati.
They take a corner. I think corner will be their best.
Jahad. Seattle.
All right, Seattle. Yes, we do need interior O-line, but I think in the scenario, it wouldn't surprise me if we trade down. It wouldn't shock me.
Who are you thinking? We could call up, say, "Hey, we want pick 18."
It's tough because do you think Buffalo could do it? They probably. Do you think I see Buffalo doing it?
Who do we think Buffalo would take then? Would they take Campbell?
What did they need? They need
I've got
edge.
them listed edge, linebacker, and corner.
Do they think
Campbell would make
Campbell?
sense.
I think they probably think Campbell here. It would be a price to.
It's going to cost 18 to 30. Is going to be a
I
pretty
know, but Seattle. So I think we get their second round pick
this year.
Maybe a third round pick next year. And do we go like with a
27 second? Or
I don't think
fourth?
no. I think maybe 26 fourth, maybe.
It's a lot.
What if we get rid of Sam Howell? What if we get rid of Sam Howell in this trade? Because we've been shopping for Howell. I mean,
I don't have Sam Darnold on here.
I know they have Trubisky. I know they have Trubisky, but I mean, it wouldn't hurt for them to like maybe they're like, hey.
I just don't know if Buffalo would give up this much.
Maybe get rid of the fourth round pick.
But, I just don't see Buffalo going after Sam Howell.
All right. Maybe. Well, because like being again, it's a weird thing.
You could do two trades where you just trade Sam Howell somewhere for like a mid-round pick. And then...
I would probably trade him to the Vikings.
I see.
How about this? Can we do the Sam Howell trade first to the Vikings?
Yeah.
Or we?
No,
yeah. Oh wait, hold on. We're also gonna get rid of our 18th pick if we do that. So hold on, we gotta.
No, I got rid of that part of it. It's just Sam Howell getting traded right now.
Sam Howell. So this one, I could definitely see. I don't see us get. I don't see this. Oh yeah, they're probably gonna go to the 2026 round territory.
2026 third.
No, I don't think we do that. I think 2026 fourth, and maybe do we go 2026 2027 6.
They
And-
would go for it.
Yeah, yeah. All
All
right.
right. Did that.
There we go.
Now we're on the 18th pick.
All right, so Seattle. All right, who is again back to? I guess we're going back to Buffalo. All right, Thomas, we got rid of Sam Howell.
Cool.
Sam Howell will be backing
30's
up
gotta be going
JJ
back.
McCarthy.
30's got to be going back for 18.
So I think the 62 pick. Yeah, I think I definitely see them getting rid of the 62 overall pick. Did they get rid of the Giants pick, the 177th?
I just don't know if that's enough.
I'm not saying
You're
it's
dropping
enough.
12 spots.
I mean, third round pick next year,
I think that's fair.
and then maybe are we able to go with the courage to go with another fifth round pick for 2027?
I think that's a bit overkill.
Okay, what about 2027 7th?
All right.
There you go.
I think that's fine. All right.
All right, we are trading down. The Buffalo Bills are on the clock.
Campbell. It's going to be John Campbell. Go for this pick. They better hope he's a Mahomes stopper because
They need it. They need all they can get. They need everything.
all they can get and how much they gave up.
All right, so now the 19th pick, the Buccaneers. They need an edge. I think Donovan is probably would be their best option here.
All right. Donovan, I'm not going to do him dirty.
All right, Broncos. Can we see an overreach here? Could we see the first Amari? Could we see Amari Hampton going to Denver?
It's possible.
A wide receiver to pair with Sutton.
Matthew Golden had the fastest 40
Golden
time.
and
Emeka, Luther, all options.
Tackle and safety. Oh, okay. Do they take? I mean, would they take Ibuka? I feel like they would be a guy. It wouldn't surprise me to take Ibuka right here.
Do we think Luther continues to fall?
I feel like it's kind of been like that for a bit, so I think I could see Ibuka just sneaking in.
All right. Emeka, Ibuka, 20th
All right,
overall.
going to Steelers. So a lot of people are going with the memes, thinking they're going to take Jalen Milroe or Quinn and Ewers.
I
or
don't see
Jackson
it happening
Dart.
in 21. Not this high.
I think do they think like okay, they got to think here. Do they take a wide receiver because they don't know about the certain feature of George Pickens.
But they did just trade for DK Metcalf.
Yeah, but people are there's been rumors going around that they're do they take a defensive player? I mean,
Kenneth Grant, Jalen Walker.
because Hayward
Trey
is obviously gonna retire
He's got
soon.
up there.
So it wouldn't be surprising if Kenneth Grant is.
Do you think the Steelers maybe trade down?
When is the last time the Steelers have trade down? I mean, the 2 years ago with Broderick.
Yeah.
No, they traded up. Wait, they traded up.
No,
in
yeah,
that
they
draft.
traded up because New England spited them. I did the Jets because the Jets I think wanted Broderick Jones and then Luther, Colson, Kenneth. S or G, I can't hear you right now. Hold on. I forgot my picture still Malik Neighbors. Oh, well, he's gone. In other news, Gridiron Heights released another episode today. I will probably watch that after this. I could see them going. Calvin Banks, I think, is another option because it's Pittsburgh. They're not going to go with the sexy pick. The Devils Canes is about to start too, so we got to wrap this up fast. I'm gonna text him, see if we can confirm Calvin Banks to the Steelers. Let's see, how long will it take for him to respond? If anybody's still in here, say hello. Please. This is dead air. So, Calvin Banks, I think, is an option. As it says right here, Pittsburgh needs some tackle help. I think.
All right.
Oh, you back?
Yeah, kind of. Or I'm on my phone. So, here's the thing. Calvin Banks, I feel like they already have their 2 tackles set already.
Can never have too much offensive line help, though.
So, I mean, would they? I mean, I can see Burden just to be the insurance policy for
Pickens and Metcalf.
I mean, they're definitely keeping Metcalf, so they'll probably just go Burden just to kind of be like, okay, well, rather gonna have one of the best wide receiver trios, or just gonna
Be your safety pick for whatever happened with George Pickens.
whatever happens. So, I think go Burden.
All right, Luther Burden. 22 Chargers.
Chargers quote, I don't know, but it does something.
It's gonna be Grant or Loveland. I could see Colson Loveland, honestly.
All right, so I think they could take.
God.
So, anyways, I think they take Loveland here. They
Michigan product. They have a need a tight end.
They've been needing a tight end for a bit now.
Yeah.
All the Will Disleys in the world.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Packers.
Matthew Golden makes the most sense right here.
But it's the Packers.
That's true.
Would they take Walker?
Jalen Walker would be really good for that Packers team.
Walker, Quay Walker.
They have to take Golden, right? They can't.
It's the Packers. They're like, whoa.
I know, but it's in Green Bay.
Dude, I don't care. It could be in Green Bay, Tampa Bay, Guantanamo Bay.
Lakers in 5.
Walker in 25.
Wow. I tried Packers fans. I wanted you guys to take Matthew Golden. Minnesota.
Now Vikings. I mean, everyone's saying Amari and Hampton, but they already been no, he hasn't been taken yet.
No.
I think this is it because Aaron Jones is getting up there. Would be.
He said it himself. According to one Aaron Jones, age is just a number.
Yeah,
he said it himself. He's been saying that for a while.
It could help with the with JJ McCarthy. Again, if he's gonna be a system QB, he might as well just
load up that system as much as you can.
Yeah, so Amari Hampton would be deadly, especially since Aaron Jones does have the drop off.
All right. I'm not a believer that will happen, but okay.
Texans. All right. I think they need all
Texas product too. It makes sense. Yeah, Calvin Banks.
All right, Rams. Now, I know
I want you to hear me out on this.
Trade down.
No. This could be the Jackson Dart spot.
I've been hearing about this.
You have him learn from one of the best quarterbacks of this generation in Matthew Stafford. He's not going to start day one.
It might be a 2027 starter if how long depending on Stafford stays.
Yeah. but we heard Stafford's name, be rumored in trades.
I think he might retire as a Ram. That's how it's
Yeah.
looking like now.
Jackson,
I-
was Jackson Dart in a Sean McVay offense?
Here's the thing. Okay, here's the thing. I'm not opposed to the idea, but would the Rams be thinking? Well, are the Rams thinking is he gonna be there by round 2? Now that's probably the toughest question because you have Cleveland still there.
Cleveland's gonna go quarterback. Pittsburgh's
You
probably
have
gonna
the
try and go quarterback.
You have the
Giants might try and go quarterback.
Giants. So
It's too risky. I think
either
if you're gonna
the
take
Rams,
Dart, you take him
either
now.
the Rams pick a different player here, and they trade up with pick 32 with the Eagles. But that'll be a haul. I think they would
You're gonna have to get, especially with they're gonna have to go up their second.
What pick are they at?
They're 90th. in the
Oh,
second
that's
round.
not even a second. That's a third.
Third. Yeah.
Oh, so they this is tough because I don't know. Do you here's the thing. So with the draft capital the Rams have now, what if they trade down but to like an early second round pick? And then they could just get Jackson Dart.
Well, let's think. Cleveland, New York. They would probably be the teams giving up that like late second round, that early second round pick, and they'd probably be trying to trade up for Jackson Dart.
I got it. What if the Chiefs trade up to get their tackle, right? In Zabel, and it's only 5 picks down, right? So it makes the Rams.
So probably will have to go up with 95 pick.
Maybe they get the 66, or what about the 66 pick, not the 95, and they just give up like a very like low pick, maybe like in 2026. 202? Yeah, I think, and it's a Houston pick too, so they're not
It's higher than what their 7th round would have been.
I mean, I'll do it. Just Chiefs get their tackle, they get Zabel. So
Yeah.
I'm not sure the Chiefs will do it, but I mean it's a better idea than not. All right, so the Ravens are now on the clock. So could the Ravens hear some calls from the Giants or from the here's the thing. I think
it would not surprise me if I'm being honest.
I mean, I don't think because obviously they're going to ignore the call for Cleveland and Pittsburgh. They're not going to. They're going to be like hanging up immediately.
I mean, we don't know. Like a couple of years ago, Philly called up Dallas and they swapped first. Dallas got Michael Parsons. Philly got DeVonta Smith. The Lions in Minnesota have done some deals
for the pack because to screw the Packers. So
it's not out of the realm if the pick is right.
If the haul is right,
yeah.
I don't think Cleveland. Yeah, I don't think. I think the Ravens would screw over Cleveland in some way, but I don't think because Cleveland needs everything. If we're being honest, Cleveland probably needs. Yeah. All right, so they need guard, they need edge.
Nick,
maybe. Do they take defensive back? Did they take Amos? It wouldn't surprise me.
It wouldn't either.
I think Amos probably would be the best pick right here.
Amos makes sense, but I want to point something out for the second or third round. It would not surprise me if they went tight end later in the draft.
What, to get rid of Mark Andrews?
Yeah, because unfortunately, Mark Andrews is going to kind of be like what Bill Buckner or Trent Grisham were to the Brewers and Red Sox, where they're good players, but you're going to be tied to that one mess up.
Yeah.
And it sucks, too, because Buckner was excellent with the Red Sox, and Grisham was excellent with San Diego, and he's handed the ball well with the Yankees. And he's about to have his kid, so.
All right.
But Trey Amos.
All right, the Lions. The Lions are. I mean, Golden would not be a bad idea but I mean, knowing how the Lions have been drafting, they're not gonna draft like
They're not going
They're-
to make the obvious pick. They're going to.
make a pick that's like it makes sense to what you see, but then it's like
You're going to be
also
surprised by it.
you're gonna be surprised by it. So I mean, it wouldn't surprise me they go into the second round and like see who they have. Did they take Stewart? Did they take Shamar Stewart? Because it's those ones like it wouldn't surprise me because again, they probably see Aiden Hutchinson is coming back. They need an edge rusher to they do need an edge rusher. So I feel like Shamar Stewart just feels like the most Lions pick in this draft.
I could see this maybe being where Cleveland calls up and says,
Hey, we want to get Jackson Dart.
yeah,
Yeah.
I could see this being where Cleveland or the Giants call up and ask about.
Detroit, or like because they saw the Rams, they saw like, hey,
The Rams
okay,
were willing to trade back, but they did not trade back into the second round.
do they call up? Do you think they also look at Washington too? They also look at that Washington pick.
Giants, I think, would have to give up a bit more to move.
I think Cleveland would probably make a trade here. Or do you think the Giants call up? I'm actually being for real. Do you think the Giants?
I 1,000% see the Giants calling up. I just don't know if they get something done with Detroit.
I mean, who would you get rid of for? I mean,
Let's run it through.
let's go to Cleveland. Let's go to Cleveland. I
Go to
mean,
Cleveland first.
because
33 is
honestly-
going back in the deal.
all right, hold on. Let's see any players. See, they could. Unfortunately, Miles Garrett's not an option anymore. So
No, dude, Myles Garrett and Aiden Hutchinson on a D
Would've
line
been
would be
deadly.
nasty. They're not trading Judy. They're not going to trade Njoku.
would they trade Newsom? No, they do have DJ Reed and Turian Arnold, so I don't think they. It's the buffering again.
Is it?
Oh no. Okay. Yeah. No, I just see your face, and it's like it's frozen. So. Oh, there we go. There you go. All right. All right.
Denzel Ward?
So,
No.
I guess let's look at the players list. Maybe there's like a. Did they look at wide receiver? Maybe they. Well, no, they don't.
Well, I want to say the Giants just signed him, but or just tried re-upping him, but he's not even here to get traded. I was gonna say Darius Slayton.
Would there? I don't think Darius Slayton would. I mean,
It sting as a Giants fan. I'm not gonna lie, because I've got a lot of love for him, but like I don't think Hyatt would be enough to get it done.
I don't
The
think
Giants
those-
aren't going to trade Neighbors, and they're probably not going to trade Robinson.
Although Wanda Robinson would be a decent player for the Lions.
I don't think the Giants would trade him. That's the thing, because he is their like wide receiver 2 right now. It depends on where you feel about him and Slayton.
That's. I mean, all right. What about any like D linemen? They're thinking about getting rid of like.
Well, it's been floated around if the Giants do draft Carter that Thibodeau could be an option to trade.
Kayvon Thibodeau and Aiden Hutchinson.
But
But here's the thing: they would have to pay both of them because they're both.
they're both.
So I don't
first-round
think
picks in the same draft.
I don't think they would want to get rid of Kate. I don't think the Lions would want Kate Tibbs if they're gonna have to. If they already have to pay up Hutchinson already, so
Here's what I think could also be a possibility. I think Detroit, because they have had some conversation with the Rams, obviously with the Matt Stafford, Jared Goff deal, could say, hey, we're getting calls from Cleveland to New York. They want to trade up to 28. They want a quarterback.
I know you just traded down right now, but
It's not the first time we've seen a team trade down then trade back up.
yeah, we saw it last year with we saw it with the Cardinals in 2023. We saw it with the Dolphins in 2021.
It's not out of the realm of possibility.
I mean, let's check the Rams players. Maybe they have something that the Lions need.
Stetson Bennett.
Well, they have Hendon Hooker, so I think they're.
Yeah, they don't need a backup.
I mean, any of the wide receivers are gonna be like they're not gonna get that much playing time.
They still have Cup here?
No, Cup is in Seattle.
They still have him under the Rams.
Why?
I don't know. That's like a weird PFF thing. Cause well then.
They
All right,
haven't
let's
like
pretend Cooper Cup's Devontae Adams. So Adams, Nakua, Whittington, Stoops, Wiggless, Xavier Smith.
so they don't really have anyone that's like worth the trade. Like,
We are like entirely overthinking this.
I think because I think the most Lions pick if they stay there will be Shamar Stewart, but
I'm okay taking Stewart, but I just want on the record. I would not be surprised if the Lions trade like a team trades up with Detroit for this pick.
Yeah, I guess it's just like it's tough. It's like we
Yeah.
don't.
We're not GMs for a reason.
We're yeah. All right. So
Washington. Are we gonna go through this cycle again?
So Cleveland, did they have anything to benefit Washington now? They
I
don't really have
really
any unless did they get rid of Jerome Ford?
That's their RB1 right now.
Did they think about Cam Scatabo as a pick?
You're gonna have to be trading 33.
Oh, right.
So
okay.
then it's your choice. Do you want Scatabo or Dart? Or you could do the smart thing, just re-sign Nick Chubb. But
I mean, Chubb's a free agent.
Exactly. Call him up. They'll make it so much
what
easier.
is like? I mean, like, what is? How much does Chubb have? Like, I'm being for real. It's like, what is?
He might not have a lot, but it's clear. I think the guy wants to stay in Cleveland.
Dude, imagine if the Bengals signed him up.
God.
That would feel like a stab. Like, I think
that would sting. That would sting.
Like, Browns fans will get it. Browns fans will understand it, but
that
hurt
if you're Cleveland.
Do they get Matthew Golden? I know they got Deebo Samuel, but I mean,
I was thinking Nick, but I'm not opposed to
I mean,
it.
I'm fine with Nick Gordon. I'm fine with. I mean, I think Nick Gordon might be the best option.
Huh.
Yeah, they need edge. They probably do need edge. So I'm kind of surprised that Kenneth. Oh no, sorry. Rory took Graham already. Seattle. I mean,
Josh Conley is make a lot of sense.
Josh Conley would make a lot of sense.
Sorry.
Would we take Kenneth Grant to pair up with? No. Rory got Byron Murphy Jr., so I don't think we'll.
Connerly?
It wouldn't surprise me if we get Matthew Golden here.
Or out of spite, because they don't want the Rams to get Jackson Dart.
It would be funny. And it wouldn't be a surprise move for Seattle. All right, so Seattle, who do we get rid of?
Who do you want?
All right. Let me see who we have. It's tough because I think Boye Mafe is up. Boy's Mafe is up for a
what
contract.
You could do, you package this pick with Charbonnet, yet the 33 pick, and next year's first from Cleveland.
I mean, would we draft a running back later on then as a day 3 pick, a day 2?
Scatabo would be an option. That I want. Like you have the number 33 overall pick.
I would probably try to do 33. I don't think we'll get the first round pick next year.
27? Because you're giving up Charbonnet in the deal. So.
If we give up Charbonnet in the deal. That's. I think Seattle would get like their 2026 second. It wouldn't even really surprise me if they do that. Would they give up third for 2027 third? And maybe like a late round pick. Maybe like do I go Minnesota's pick?
200?
200? It still feels like there's something missing, right?
I mean, if you're not able to get an extension done with Walker, you could probably then do that.
I don't want Thomas just to criticize me for after not picking Walker with the Raiders. I mean, Woolen. No, I don't think we'll get rid of Woolen. I think Boy Mafe. I think try Boy Mafe just to. It wouldn't surprise me. Cleveland gets a young edge rusher here.
I feel like Cleveland would want, like, that's where, like, they're gonna start drawing the line. Like, they want Kenneth Walker, Zach Charbonnet, especially if they're gonna like move up 3 spots and give up.
I mean, Seattle
that
could look.
much.
Because look at this. Seattle with running backs. I think they could look at like around the 3rd and 4th round selection here. That's where I'm like. That's where I'm at with this scenario. So. I mean, the most Seattle other thing they would do is they draft Jackson Dart themselves after. But here's
You
but
just
also,
paid Sam Darnold. If you did
Yeah,
that while you kept Gino, I would have seen it. But
I know if we kept Gino and draft Dart, it would have made more sense. But for the
Yeah.
fact that we paid Sam Darnold and it, like all of a sudden it's like, oh yeah, well meet your replacement, buddy. It's like then what was the whole point of drafting, signing Darnold to that?
I
whole-
mean, the same thing happened with Atlanta last year. So
I mean,
who
I
knows?
could see us spiting the Rams, but I don't think we're at 30. I think we'll draft someone here. Go scroll down, maybe.
I was thinking Connerly, but okay.
Because here's the thing, Connerly's not a bad pick, but it's just like I don't see John Schneider like pulling the trigger. It's not like nothing against you. It's just that's what Schneider does. It's like he picks someone that's like it will make sense, but you also got to think about Mike McDonald too. He's a defensive-minded head coach.
Grant?
Would we take Mikel Williams? It wouldn't surprise me. That's the thing. It's
You're the
what's it-
Seahawks fan. This is all up to you.
Uh,
I've just said I think they should. I've gone with who I think they should take. I've gone with who I think they will take, and what I think they could
you know
also
what?
do.
You know what? Give him Matthew Golden because I just know Seattle would just do this type of move.
Wow.
I know you're thinking, why am I self-sabotaging myself? But this is just a very realistic. It's more of the realistic
The
attempt here.
Seahawks way.
Yeah.
Dart.
Yeah. I'll just go Dart.
Yeah, it makes the most
Unless
sense.
I mean, would you make arguments for Jalen Milroe in this scenario?
I don't think so for the Rams.
Maybe the Steelers.
Steelers, I could see.
I mean, the Browns could be looking at this as like, all right, we couldn't get our quarterback, so we'll just go get Milroe in round
This,
2.
I could see this happening.
Just straight up, and
Okay.
maybe they just get rid of like 1 pick for next year.
No, they can't give up 216. The Seattle 7th.
Seattle 7th, maybe, and then maybe like a 5th for 2027.
It's a lot for 1 pick.
I mean, it's Cleveland at the end of the day too, so
It's true.
I don't think Cleveland is like are afraid that the Giants or the Steelers are going to go give a haul to the
Yeah.
Philadelphia Eagles. So I think they rather just stay put at that point.
Yeah. I could see Pittsburgh maybe trying to give Philadelphia a call.
Wait, why does Cleveland have the 33rd overall pick?
Pittsburgh, Tennessee, and the Giants all had the same. Cleveland, Tennessee, and the Giants all had the same record. So Titans got the first overall pick. Browns got the first overall pick for the 2nd round. Giants got the first overall pick for the 3rd round.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah,
So
when I did the Giants mock drafts and on PFF, that's what would happen.
okay, so
Pittsburgh doesn't have a 2nd. I was
They-
going to say
their next pick is an 83, so they couldn't even give up a haul if they even tried. I don't think they would give up 1st round picks.
I think it'd have to be something like this.
They would have to give up
Maybe
their first.
that.
They would probably have to give up their first next year, maybe just to. Because the Steelers, what are the Steelers? They're 9-8. The Steelers are like they're not bad. They're not good enough to tank. They're not like terrible to tank, but they're not good enough to make a Super Bowl run.
We're pushing 2 hours, by the way, on this show. So
All right, we're almost there. I think Philadelphia. What do they draft?
just best
any
player
Georgia
available.
Best player available. I think at this point.
Kenneth Grant?
Well, they already
Be a
have.
steal at 32, man.
Okay, what did they need? They need wide receiver apparently, guard, edge and corner. Benjamin Morrison, maybe? Would that be a no? They already have. Well, they have the Gene and Mitchell.
Yeah.
So did they take safety? Maybe.
Watts
I think it's he
or
Watts.
Winston?
Watts.
Penn
Winston?
State. Kevin Winston's from Penn
I
State.
might as well, right? I mean, I like to do the memes and say best Georgia player available, but Mikael Williams. Mikael Williams would be their pick.
You know what? Yeah, sure. Mikael Williams.
It's a Georgia player. He's an edge rusher. It fits. All right, what's our grade for this one?
I feel like we're probably gonna get like a C.
I'm
Is-
thinking like B plus, B minus. B minus is like my best possibility here.
PFF does not look highly on a Jackson Dart. Didn't even give us a grade.
Where is the grade? We signed it. We signed up for this.
Oh, we also got trades. But yeah, this is our draft.
Our real mock draft.
I'll send that in the Twitter group chat. But yeah,
I mean, for what it is, I mean, I
is
don't,
this the
I think-
longest episode you guys have had?
I think longest since our pilot episode.
Well, your pilot
Longest-
episode wasn't a stream.
Yeah, but still,
Yes!
still longest
1-0
stream.
Devils.
Longest stream, but I think it's tied up with the longest episode.
Yeah.
All right, well, that's our episode, everybody. I hope y'all enjoy it. Join us next time, which I don't know when will that be. Maybe when we do the schedule reaction, we could do probably a random.
Is the draft stream going to be here? Or is it going to be on
It's going to be on
your
my
personal
channel.
channel? Oh, okay.
My first. So,
okay.
So on Thursday night at 5 p.m.
1-0
Pacific,
Eastern.
8 p.m. Eastern, or I guess earlier than that. I will be doing the NFL draft. I'll probably do it at 4 p.m. Pacific, 7 p.m. Eastern, just to get a hype up, a fun vibe going. So I'll probably do
I
that.
will be there. You can yell at me.
Andy will be there. But everybody, I hope you enjoyed the show. Hope you enjoyed our mock drafts. I honestly think our joke mock draft is probably more realistic than has better odds than our.
It didn't let me save our joke mock draft either. I didn't save it by the time it happened.
I mean, because we didn't sign in at the time, so
Yeah.
that's probably what it was.
All right. Well,
All right, everybody. Hope you all have a good day. All right. Peace out.
deuces.
Deuces.